Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another event in the International Festival of Mentoring Teacher Research in ELT. Although, as we'll hear today, this extends sometimes beyond English language teaching. I'll just share with you to start with the something about the festival itself. This is an international festival of mentoring teacher research in ELT, which involves online presentations. It's organized by MentorNet. This is an international network, free to join if you are interested in mentoring teacher research. If you go to our website, which is mentornet.net, and it's supporting mentors of teacher research, perhaps especially exploratory action research, which we are going to hear more about today. But all forms of teacher research, research done by teachers for teachers and their learners, which is an important part of professional development for teachers. So we have this network is for the mentors who are very important in supporting teachers to do research in their classrooms around the world. We have monthly meetings, support group meetings for anybody, any of you who are mentoring teachers to do teacher research or who are interested in that or just beginning to do that. But we also are organizing this special festival of events supported by the British Council, but also Pilgrim's Teacher Training Journal and the IATEFL Research SIG, who have been very important partners for us as the British Council for several years. So you can see here on this, this is on the MentorNet website. You can see the events we've had so far. It all began with a conference in March um, called Teachers Research Online. We're going to have that again in March next year. Maybe that will be the last event in this festival, so it will run for a whole year from March to March. And you can see that, following that, we've had some interesting events, and you can watch the video recordings. And basically, our aim is to map and draw lessons from different initiatives, teacher research mentoring initiatives around the world. We are trying to sort of try to get a variety of different kinds of mentoring initiative, hopefully to draw lessons from those different kinds of initiative and to inspire others in other places to engage in mentoring teacher research or to organize teacher research mentoring support schemes. And I'll just pick out a few highlights. For example, we heard about the work and impact of NetTruth, which is a network of English teacher researchers in Uzbekistan. We heard about a project, a British Council project, which is trying to develop mentors, but at the same time as mentoring teachers in schools in Thailand. And we've heard about the Electronic Village Online, which has been happening every year as a series of workshops to introduce teachers, which we will try to do again next year. I think in April next year, to introduce people to who haven't mentored teacher research before. And the last one we had was interesting. It was from Rwanda in Africa, and it was how you can support teacher research within a teacher association, and that was very interesting. Now, today, I want to introduce you to the topic, which is school improvement through mentoring exploratory action research. And this is a webinar showcasing work in the British Council's Partner Schools programme. And the webinar is going to be led by Sirin, and she's going to introduce the other participants. So Sirin, I've known you for a few years. You've been active member of MentorNet. I know that you're also very active for the British Council in coordinating their teacher educator community, for example. And well, I know that you've become very involved with mentoring, leading the mentoring of teacher research in different contexts like Georgia, Kazakhstan, and in this program. And I know that you're based in Istanbul in Turkey. And if you want to say any more about yourself, please feel free. But I'll hand over to Shirin for today's webinar.
Thank you so much, Richard. First of all, I'd like to thank you and everyone else involved for organizing this event and for giving us the opportunity to present our journey. So yes, as you mentioned, I'm a teacher educator, and I work with the for the British Council in different projects, programs, and I'm also learning about research mentoring. This is my third year, and it's a learning curve, so I can say that I have a better idea now. But so it has so many layers. So every year I learn something new about mentoring teacher research, and now today in which we will present today, let me share my screen, and I will be joined also in this presentation by Ghazala and Fareeha. So today's presentation will take you through our work with the British Council's partner schools. I'll tell you more about it. And we will specifically focus on our action research initiatives. And Ghazala and Fareeha are also here with me, who will present their journey in their schools because they have participated in our programs. And by the end, we hope you will have a clear picture of the transformative potential of exploratory action research and how it can contribute to school improvement in a local scale. So we'll take it from a global network to a local school, in a school in Pakistan, how they implemented what they have learned. So I will introduce Ghazala and Fareeha at a later stage, just before they present. But first of all, I will start with a brief introduction about partner schools and Action Research Grants and Action Research Foundation. So Ghazala was one of our mentees and now one of our mentors in the Action Research Grants. So she will share her journey as a participant in the Action Research Grants, and Fareeha about mainly Action Research Foundation and how the mentoring they received has empowered them to support the teachers that they work with in their schools, and how they created a research culture through mentoring exploratory action research. And they will also talk about the challenges, the strategies, and the benefits. So in the end, we will briefly mention our future plans. So just to start briefly, so I mentioned to you before this, I'd like to give you quick information about our context. So these projects, these action research or exploratory action research, actually we did the full cycle. It was both exploratory and then action research. So these projects took place in the British Council's partner schools, and partner schools is a global network. It's part of the British Council's global exams teams, and this network involves schools abroad that deliver internationally recognized qualifications. And partner schools has over 2,000 schools all around the world in 46 countries, and it connects teachers, programs, schools, leaders, and students worldwide. And through this program, British Council aims to build stronger relationships with schools, and teacher training is at the core of our work. And I have been a moderator, coordinator for partner schools for a long time. And we have a learning management system, which you can see on the right. So this is which we call online support for schools. And through this learning management system, partner schools is providing teachers, school leaders with access to courses, resources, tools online. And every year we also have Schools Now conference where we bring educators, leaders together to share and connect globally. And this project took place in partner schools. So you can see that this is from the British Council's website. British Council launched action research grants for partner schools. So for its network called partner schools for the first time in 2022, 2023, 2024, so last year. And this program has brought together teachers and most school leaders from around the world to engage in action research. So we call this action research, but as I mentioned, it was the full cycle. We first started exploring, and then I will tell you more about the methodology. Then they came up with some action plans, and they implemented pilot actions, and then they presented. So just to briefly mention the timeline of action research grants. So you can see the key milestones here. The action research grants work started in 2022 with a survey of schools, of partner schools on existing research. This was like a baseline study. And then in spring, summer, we opened a call for application to the schools, partner schools, and over 180 people applied to be part of this project. And we accepted 12 researchers, and the Action Research Grants started in autumn. This time last year, we had already started, and researchers submitted their research in April. And now those researchers who submitted research, this Action Research Grants is actually continuing. They are now mentors. They are taking on the role of mentors. So in 2022, 2024, we included 12 researchers from different parts of the world, from 12 different countries, actually. And we aim to explore educational challenges by focusing on these three key areas: leadership at all levels, developing effective CPD programs, and technology and digital learning. This year, this was replaced by AI. And each selected researcher received financial support from the British Council to facilitate their research projects. And mentoring is provided through one-to-one meetings, online tutorials, monthly online tutorials, tasks with deadlines about the research process, which we call submission forms. And participants also gained access to the online tutorials and handbook for Exploratory Action Research was our guidebook in this process. And they also received, participants received assistance, support in preparing, publishing, and presenting their research findings. And now those mentees from last year are working with us as mentors. This year we have 16 researchers now. And Ghazala was one of our participants in the last year's Action Research Grants. So where are you? Ghazala is here. So we work together very closely, and so you can see some of other researchers here from different countries. So these were, in the end, their action research. I mean, these were their actions as a result of explorations. For example, improving the academic performance in science and maths, impact of online professional development on teaching practice, developing leadership skills in high school students in Peru, using ChatGPT for differentiated instruction, smart leadership for female empowerment, and effectiveness of CPD for newly hired teachers. So this program was mainly for school leaders and 12 researchers. We could have accommodate only 12 researchers as the British Council was giving the grant. And in the meantime, parallel to the Action Research Grants, we launched another course for partner schools, which we called Action Research Foundation course. So this was for those who applied to the Action Research Grants, but who were not selected, but as well as for those looking to improve their skills in action research. So actually, we thought that there was a high demand. Lots of people applied to be part of the grant, but only a limited 12 people could receive the grant. But we wanted to give more people within our network the opportunity to learn about teacher research and to conduct research in their schools. So therefore, we opened a course. And the course consisted of 4 live sessions. So each about the different aspects of research process, for example, choosing a topic and writing research questions, designing data collection tools, data collection, and then analyzing data. These were the 4 sessions. And we shared resources. We had a form for each key milestone of the research process that they needed to submit in the end. And we also had a discussion forum. So the participants received feedback and mentoring through the discussion forum on their submissions, and they learned also how to use AI during this course, during the research process. So at the end of each live session, we had some information sharing about the useful prompts that we can use during our research process. So you can see this screenshot is from our discussion forum. So first tutorial research topic. So as you can see here, more than 100 people responded. So it was me mainly. I was the lead mentor here, but I also had Ghazala and Fareeha, and from other schools, all the teachers responded to each other and supported each other. So there was a community feeling, I think a sense of community here. Everybody was trying to help each other to improve their research projects. And you can see that, so we were giving feedback to each other and then moving on in the research process. Just to give you briefly the differences between these programs. So because these were running simultaneously, and so just to give you how what were the main differences. So the Action Research grants, participants received grants from the British Council. Action Research Foundation was a course, but the participants didn't receive grants. So we had 12 people completed the Action Research grants, and in the foundation we had 40 people completed. In the Action Research grants, it was the full cycle. We started by exploratory action research, and then we after data analysis, we came up with some actions, and then our participants implemented their pilot actions and evaluated the results. Whereas in the foundation course, it was only for 4 months. We focused only on the exploration stage. And we had 2 mentors in the Action Research grants, whereas in the foundation, I was the only mentor, but I also mentioned by using the discussion forum, I could get the support of other teachers as well. And in the grants, we offered one-to-one mentoring. So in the foundation, mentoring through the discussion forum. In both projects, we had monthly tutorials, resources, and some kind of submission, which I think helped people stay connected, and with some deadlines about the research process to add some kind of a structure to the process. And Action Research grants, participants presented their results, and there will be a publication of their projects. For the Action Research Foundation, we haven't still presented, and there are some plans about the future event of all participants, but this is in still in the planning stage. So just to mention briefly the rationale and the methodology. So as you know, the core of Action Research is to provide research for educators by educators. So our aim was to empower teachers, school leaders in the partner schools to identify and address their own classroom issues and or school-based issues through reflective practice. We believe that this type of CPD is really transformational. And the Action Research whole cycle aim to improve their practice by exploring why certain strategies succeed or fail, uncovering the root causes first, and then, based on the research findings, making more informed decisions. And in terms of mentoring, we wanted to develop capacity in our participating partner schools. Therefore, we encouraged school leaders to apply for the Action Research grants. Ghazala, for example, is one of them. And now they are mentoring other teachers and school leaders this year within partner schools, as well as in their schools as well, or in their regions. Actually, there are some other examples from other participants, how they created impact in their regions, in the neighboring schools, because other schools hear the results of their projects and they want to learn more about what's happening. So we are really proud of our researchers' achievements so far. Their dedication to understanding the whole research process had an impact on their school communities. And at the same time, we are also growing as a community of practice. within partner schools with mentors. So we started with mentees. We were using the handbook for exploratory action research. Now we have a group of mentors, and now we are growing, building a community of practice with both teacher researchers and mentors as well as school leaders. And yes, I'd like to now hand it over to my colleagues Ghazala and Fareeha. So they will tell you about their experience in their schools, how they learned about mentoring and also about the exploratory action research process. Just briefly, first I will introduce Ghazala, and Ghazala will then introduce Fareeha. So Ghazala Sajjad has 30 years of experience in education as a teacher and leader, currently curriculum and CPD lead at Generations School in Pakistan. And she offers expertise in change management, passionate about training, mentoring students and adults, and successfully completed our British Council Action Research grants. So Ghazala was really wonderful in this journey, supporting her school team about exploratory action research. So I look forward to learning more about her project. So I haven't actually listened to all the details before. So Ghazala, over to you.
Thank you, Sirin, for the kind gesture of introduction, introducing me. And with me, I have Fareeha Bashir, and I'll give a detailed introduction of her. And we are both from the Research and Training Department at Generations. Now, I'd like to begin with a heartfelt thanks to Richard Smith. I've watched his sessions earlier also. And Sirin Soyoz and the entire organizing team for inviting us to MentorNet. It's a true honor to be here, surrounded by educators and researchers who are all dedicated to elevating the role of mentorship and research in teaching. I'm excited to contribute to this ongoing dialogue and learn from all of you as well. Now, an introduction to the context, that is my school. That is where I come from. Generations aspires to be a thinking institution, being a large school from pre-nursery to A-levels. We are a home to over 3,500 learners and nearly 460 dedicated staff members. Known as the home of Shaheens, which is the majestic and legendary eagle, and the Urdu word for it for the bird is Shaheen. We embody the pursuit of soaring to great heights, yet remaining attached to our values, hence wings with roots. Our school has a robust continuing professional development program and grounded in the belief that investing in our educators is the key to creating impact and a lasting impact. We are fortunate to be guided by founder principal. You can see her in the picture also, whose mentoring and leadership continue to shape our institution's practices and values, which are mainly derived from the Quran. Today, I'm excited to share our story of research and mentoring, generation story of research and mentoring, and I'm really happy that the Action Research Foundation researchers are here also, who are from Generations, and my friends are here, and other peers from Generations, and also British Council grants researchers. I can see Sirin and others as well. So let's begin with the story. With over 3 decades in education, that's a long time, and I can understand now that it's such a long time. I've learned that one of the most powerful tools for classroom and school improvement is research-driven teaching, and that too, which is supported by mentoring. However, there's often a belief that teacher research remains theoretical. It's only in theory and doesn't get done in practice, especially as we know that what the workload that the teachers face. But my first-hand experience with exploratory research, action research, and Cambridge PDQ, which stands for Professional Development Qualification, proved otherwise. When a systematic approach is in place, coupled with strong mentoring, uh, research becomes not only possible but highly effective. It helps teachers focus on real challenges and develop solutions, making research both manageable and rewarding. The prestigious Action Research grants, along with expert mentorship by Sirin and Kathleen, provided a structured and systematic process. Supported by rigorous training, it was rigorous and enriching resources. We saw the revival of the learning walks in my school because that was the title of my research, and you will see it in the poster also that was done for the research. We saw the revival of the learning walks as a collaborative CPD model, which is a more reflective process where teachers observe each other's classrooms and offer constructive feedback. The experience was indeed transformative for me and enhanced my skills and knowledge as a mentor, where I was able to balance support with autonomy. My mentors showed patience and were never judgmental. I remember both Kathleen and Sirin met me online, especially when I was undecided about the topic. I had chosen two topics. They listened intently, and I felt heard and was able to decide then. The journey also helped me, very importantly, to demystify research, showing that inquiry is simple and doable, and it is not just meant for school leaders or scientists. Now, by simple, I don't mean easy, but in fact, it is working hard to go really deep and come up with solutions for the problems that teachers face. It means conquering rather than ignoring complexities. You will be hearing this word time and again in the presentation. So please do understand that it doesn't mean simple doesn't mean that it is easy. Just digging deeper. Then a leader's focus and guidance can ensure the success of research initiatives or, in fact, any initiatives. For example, if a leader emphasizes creative and critical thinking, teachers and learners will develop these skills as well. During the grants, can we have the next slide, Shiri? Now you can see the morning meetings here. Our CPDs are done here with the whole staff. And during the grants, we learned about the Action Research Foundation course, which was curated in a similar systematic manner and facilitated by Sirin, who was our mentor. And I eagerly announced it to the entire staff, inviting everyone to join this valuable learning opportunity. Just within the week, we had at least 10 staff members enrolled, and with more who expressed interest. Now, phase one was in October 2023, which saw us successfully navigating the enrollment process and negotiated extensions with the British Council, because some of the participants who wanted to be on the research joined late. I personally emailed Thomas to extend the deadlines and communicated with Arif, who is at the local British Council office. Then there was this diverse group participation. Since there was no selection, people who were driven and motivated to join the course were allowed to do so. The group was a mix of staff from leadership roles to teachers, headmistresses, year tutors, academic coordinators, and even our librarian was there. And there were some who were exposed to research, but there were some who had never been on a research. Some were language proficient and some were not. While the diversity was enriching, it was also a challenge, which Fareeha will address in her talk. I enrolled both myself and my team in the program to stay away and go through the same processes and to be able to support the group. And that really helped us, not only to get the certificate and go through the experience, but help our group as well. Forum engagement and follow-ups with Sirin Soyoz, active participation in forums and regular follow-ups with Sirin fostered a collaborative environment. Feedback from me, Fareeha, and other group members was actively shared, but Shirin's input was most sought after because she was the lead there. While Shirin led the program, and provided highly beneficial online sessions, we managed the on-ground tasks and online snags. For example, the IT expert who was also in my research team, Tayyaba, efficiently converted the PDF submission form into Word, saving time and effort for the teacher. That would have been really difficult for the teachers because they were so busy in their teaching responsibilities. Then the second phase saw us mentoring exploratory action research, which was a really important stage here. We maintained ongoing support through learning walks, because learning walks was the title of our action research grant also, and WhatsApp groups, creating a platform for continuous dialogue. I remember meeting one of the participants and just in 5 minutes conversation helped her focus on the research title. Example, I asked them questions like, what is not working out? Have you asked a colleague? Or have you asked your students what is bothering them? Then later in the end, Fauzia was also one of our participants. She's a researcher, of course, was first to submit, but we sent her paper to Shirin first so that Shirin could give feedback on it. And then she shared, and the feedback was given. We also were more confident about, what we were doing, how we were giving feedback on the ground. I felt really confident when Shirin had gone through the paper, through the submission. And then Fauzia again shared it on the WhatsApp group, and that was good for others to learn also. Now, the co-mentoring with Fareeha was beneficial. Fareeha was my co-mentor with me. First, our own teacher research mentoring skills were enhanced with the reflective discussion. It enhanced our skills. We didn't divide the group at all, but communicated regularly to reflect on issues. For example, if I was giving feedback, Fareeha would double check it, and vice versa. And Fareeha was working on something, she would share it with me also. So that was really something that made feedback efficient and effective. And then, of course, Shirin was there on the forum for guidance. Yes, it was April you're writing. Yeah. Okay. Then scaffolding teacher research. I would say that this is an important word to bear in mind, and it's a Vygotsky's concept. It's my favorite word also in education. It refers to the kind of support that is kept in place for a while only and is gradually taken away so that the person becomes more independent. For example, some of the participants' questions were action-oriented, and we had experienced that too in our grants, because we would usually go for questions that were action-oriented. But providing them starters helped them come up with more exploratory questions. And I think Shirin is smiling and she remembers the time when we used to write questions for our research. Right, Shirin? Probing to have them focus and simplifying the process for them, develop trust and peer collaboration. Now, I put trust and peer collaboration in the end, because all the other elements brought in trust in the group. Establishing trust among participants through non-judgmental, respectful behavior, despite the errors, created a safe environment. Being available to listen, to understand, probing to have them focus, and simplifying the process for them, develop trust and peer collaboration. Mentoring, I think mentoring actually means winning over hearts and minds. And as a presentation progresses, you will see that that's what happened in this research initiative. Yes, can I have the next one? Is the process of research began with the teachers selecting topics and formulating questions relevant to their classrooms. They then collected and evaluated data, ensuring that findings were grounded in real experiences. Now we have vice principals for each section, junior and middle and senior section, and there's another one for the research department also. And these vice principals and the senior school too, vice principals were kept in the loop throughout, providing leadership and support. And you can see the picture on the at the bottom, providing leadership and support. This support was very impactful because on the ground the researchers would need, and the participants would need that space and understanding. So vice principals would and the other section heads also would discuss the research with the participants and give advice and space for them to apply their research tools. We also focused on using resources and technology efficiently. The book that you see, a handbook for exploratory action research, was magical. I think Shirin also shared it just now. And ChatGPT, yes, ChatGPT solved many problems, and I think Fareeha is going to take it up, so I'll end it here. Finally, when it came for research submission, no teacher was left behind. I remember one researcher, and I think she must be here too. I can see Zinat and Fawzia and her also. One researcher had technical glitches, but we kept the support till she submitted before midnight. It was a moment of great pride for all of us because we all pulled through together. And then phase 4 was celebrating success in April 2023. Was in April, the most exciting and full of anxiety because I faced the task of submitting my article for the grants coinciding with the deadline for the Action Research Foundation. But I witnessed significant professional growth among the participants as they gained confidence and expertise in their inquiries. I could see that they were collecting data, evaluating it, and also analyzing the data and coming up with impactful action steps. The school community also embraced the research with posters. Many of them had posters and school-wide recognition celebrating the hard work and accomplishments of our educators. Though we need to have a seminar for them to showcase their success and their posters because we want others to learn from their inquiry. Everyone got the most cherished British Council certificates also. And we were all full of joy. Now the next slide, please, Shirin. You know, the power breakdown actually shook me. I'm sorry for that. Here are the 20 research across the school. I would say whose grit and courage to take on the challenges and work tirelessly in spite of the workload that they had and the responsibilities they had to improve practice and increase student learning is truly commendable. Research topic themes all around were the same for teaching and learning: student motivation, reading with writing skills, and you can see our researchers also. I'm there too, Fareeha too, and there's so many, all of our friends are there. Teacher-student relationships and classroom management, hands-on learning and conceptual learning, and professional development and staff engagement. Here I'll take an opportunity to take their names, please. I think they need that recognition here. My mentor, Zinat Akbarali, who's a guru of mentoring at our school. Zinat Akbarali, Rabia Siddiqui, Tabassum Wasim, Mariam, Fatima, Safia, Mehreen, Sidra, Maria, Fatima, Jasmine Motasam, Hiba, Asma, Fawzia Samreen, Shabana, Shazia, Zareen, Tayyiba Basi, and Fareeha Bashir. Now, can we have the next slide, please? Thank you. You can see the testimonials from the research participants. We just asked them for yesterday, and so many of them wrote. It was just overwhelming and heartwarming. Thank you so much, everyone, for the kind words. Can we have the next slide? I think I will be I'll call upon my friend and colleague, Fareeha Bashir. Okay. Fareeha has been working at Generation School for the past 15 years and is currently a facilitator in the Research and Development Department as a lifelong learner who confidently stays abreast of the latest technological trends. She is passionate about helping colleagues and teachers overcome challenges in digital teaching and learning. Over to you, Fareeha.
Thank you, Ghazala. Good afternoon and salam to everyone. And thank you to the organizers for arranging this webinar. First of all, I'd like to thank Sirin and her team for providing this wonderful opportunity to learn about and conduct exploratory action research. The foundation course was very well structured and well paced. Shirin's role as a mentor was very inspiring, especially her patient, respectful feedback on the course forum, trying to get participants to keep everything small and simple. And we all eagerly awaited her feedback on our monthly tasks. However, working with Ghazala on the grants program that was structured in a similar way, we anticipated that our staff would need additional support. So we created a WhatsApp group and we added all our course participants to that. And this proved to be a vital tool for keeping participants engaged and motivated. And it became our main tool of communication throughout the course. So one of the main challenges we faced was dealing with technical issues. This course was offered through the British Council's online support for schools platform, and which we have found to be an excellent resource for professional development, and we use it in our new teacher induction. However, staff who are new to the platform or those who use it only occasionally, they do face several technical challenges. Even prior to the course, some couldn't enroll because their accounts were dormant as they hadn't used them for several months. Others struggled with locked accounts due to forgetting their passwords. Navigating the platform to access resources and even locating the Zoom link for the Zoom sessions was a challenge for others. Being already familiar with the OSS platform as the support person in our school, I provided troubleshooting steps, initially through our WhatsApp group to guide participants, and then individually as and when needed. For example, just before the first live Zoom session was due to start, many were asking where they could find the link to join. I shared the steps of joining on our group, but still one or two were still confused. So there and then I made a short WhatsApp video tutorial for them, and then they were able to join. So this hands-on round-the-clock support was critical for our less tech-savvy teachers, as technical difficulties often lead to demotivation and even dropping out. Addressing these challenges early on kept everyone on track. Another key challenge was the varied language proficiency and writing skills of our participants. Writing can be tough, even for native English speakers. Many participants lacked confidence in their writing abilities, and initially they were hesitant about using tools like ChatGPT, fearing it was a kind of cheating. We showed them how AI could help to express and refine their own ideas and thinking and their own data to summarize and analyze their findings. Sirin had also modeled this in the live Zoom sessions. And after this, they still had to check and evaluate the AI responses to ensure that they aligned with what they were expecting. One teacher who teaches Urdu and who was very passionate and motivated to complete the research became quite disheartened when it came to the writing part. And she started having doubts that if she could continue. I showed her how ChatGPT could translate Urdu text into English. And this was definitely a lifeline for her, as otherwise writing the summary and analysis would be challenging and take up too much time, both for her and for us as mentors. So AI was definitely a big time saver for us. Having previously given feedback to teachers to improve written submissions for assignments such as Cambridge PDQ certification, I was dreading the time when I would be requested to proofread the work of up to 20 staff. But thankfully, the time taken to correct grammar and language errors was saved as AI had done it for us. Workload and time constraints are a further challenge for participants. Recognizing how busy teachers are, we facilitated participants wherever possible. We shared essential resources such as the action research booklet, consent forms, submission forms directly on our WhatsApp group. So this saved time by ensuring everyone had easy access to what they needed. And also we highlighted repeatedly Sirin's advice about keeping the research topic simple and practical. This approach helped participants carry out the steps of the research within their busy schedules. Also, the pacing of the course was very manageable, even with their other tasks. All teachers were able to meet given deadlines, with a little flexibility given by Sirin. Maintaining motivation is especially a challenge for online courses. For us, the WhatsApp group became a great source of motivation. Teachers were energized by each other's contributions, and the regular interaction created positive peer pressure. It kept everyone engaged and accountable. We also used the group to announce Sirin's feedback whenever it was posted on the course forum. This encouraged other participants who were delaying uploading their tasks to get back on track. And additionally, the group provided a space for timely reminders and updates, reducing the chances of missed deadlines. And on top of the virtual interaction, we encouraged physical connections by regularly checking in with teachers during our school rounds or learning walks. These face-to-face conversations offered further encouragement and gave participants the chance to ask questions. So summing up, through these strategies, we successfully achieved 100% submissions of action research projects. So this is an outcome we're incredibly proud of. It has been a transformative experience, not only for the participants, but for us as mentors. I'm more confident in my abilities to guide and support colleagues in their learning journey. So it's such a wonderful feeling when participants invest so much time and effort into their research. And with just a little support from us, they express such genuine appreciation. And it really fosters a special bond of trust between us. So here you can see just a few of the WhatsApp messages in our group near the end of the program. You can see from the emojis and reactions that what a lively and safe space it was for encouraging and motivating and appreciating each other. And on the left, you can see a snapshot of the course forum. That was also very active forum, and some of us, having learned from Sirin, we also gave each other peer feedback. Okay, that's it for me, Ghazala. Next slide for Ghazala.
Thank you, Fareeha. Thank you so much for all this detail. And it has been a wonderful journey together with our participants who are researchers now. As we consolidate, expanding the research culture, of course, this is one-time success, but we want to take it further. As we consolidate our mentoring program, we are preparing to publish the Exploratory Action Research Foundation reports, sharing the valuable insights we've gained. And we already have a structured program where mentoring pairs use booklets. You can see the picture of the booklet there. Use booklets to record key mentoring moments, ensuring a reflective and consistent approach. And not just that, it also ensures accountability on both the mentee and mentor's part. This marks the beginning of a plan to support the exploratory action research projects, promoting continued growth. Even more exciting is that our current mentees are now ready to mentor the next cohort, creating a cycle of learning and leadership that will sustain a research culture for years to come. I want to add here that everything that we did, the culture of my school contributed to the success of it. The way we all collaborated and the way we all gave feedback to each other, developed more trust in the group. Word of gratitude to Thomas, especially, and Sirin here, and Richard too. And especially Thomas, because we want to have our researchers' work given recognition. Like Sirin pointed out earlier, that it is just being decided now in recognition in the form of a British Council seminar or posting it on the website. So that would really be elating for all of them. Slide 8 is then we have conclusion and looking ahead. Where are we now? In conclusion, I believe that mentoring, when coupled with teacher research, has a potential to profoundly shape the future of education. Our journey at Generation School has shown that when teachers are empowered through research, they not only improve their own practice, but also inspire others around them. I look forward to continuing this journey with all of you and learning from the wealth of experience in this room today. Thank you once again to Richard, Sirin, and the team for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you all for your time, everyone who's here, for your time and attention. Something that happened today never happens, like the power failures, but hopefully we've managed time so we can have question and answers to Sirin. Over to you, Sirin, if you want to say something, or Richard.
I would just like to add that so far our researchers have shared stories of school improvements, and there have been internal and external presentations. For example, they presented at Schools Now, they presented at the Principals Forum, UK Study Tour, and have been part of the Sub-Saharan Africa New Directions, and there are further plans to showcase their work in the Altons. So, and this year, for the first time, so far, the partner schools has been doing Schools Now conference. For the first time, it will be action research now. So Schools Now will be action research now, which will be open to school leaders, teachers across the globe on 7th of December. It will be for partner schools community, but still it's a big thing for the partner schools, I think, to have a special event on research and to share the research findings of our researchers, and to it's been a great initiative with capacity building from local global support to international together. So in harmony. I've learned a lot. So Ghazala, Fareeha, and all the other participants have been wonderful. It's been an experiment for me as well. And I really enjoyed this experience. But this doesn't mean that, this creating a school culture is not an easy thing. This needs to improve. This needs to continue. So my suggestion to Ghazala, we were discussing about this as well. They need to continue and keep this momentum going. Otherwise, it will be a lost opportunity. But now that all teachers are on board, they have this experience. I think once they continue, this school culture will be built in the long term. So it won't happen overnight in education. So they have made a big investment. One of the other things I think that was very successful, the reason why this project was successful was, first, Ghazala as a school leader took part in action research first herself, and then she guided others. So she was not asking her teachers to do action research. She participated in the action research grants and in the foundation as well, twice. So she was really with the teachers together doing explorations, and she was a model for the teachers. And Fareeha and Fauzi and all the other teachers were also very active. So I think it's really important that there needs to be, alongside the school leaders, some other teachers helping and helping resolve some issues like Fareeha mentioned, even minor technical issues might result in dropouts. So there were really key things that came together to help this success become successful. And I hope that you will continue, Ghazala, your initiatives.
I was thinking, Shirin and everyone also, that we'll go into training for, there are many new teachers and there are people who are senior also. So we can go into training for mentors so that they are able to do it effectively and develop the same feeling and culture that requires people to learn, that makes makes our school a happy place to learn, and then take it further to other schools too. In other schools, I would urge the people here to please do go on to these kind of, especially the foundation action research.
Hope so. Ghazala, I also have a question. You have a research department in your school, is that correct? Can you talk?
Research and training and the compliance department, yes.
Okay, that's an advantage too, to have these kinds of.
Yes, definitely. I was telling you, the research team had a technical expert when I joined the action research grants. And then we had Fareeha as the language expert and also the OSS platform. So the thing is that it was all collaboration. I don't think research could be very successful if one person is doing it. My experience is I've done two research initiatives. One was on reflective practice and the other one was on book clubs, reading. It had to be done together with your department people, with your colleagues. You have to win hearts and minds, remember? So that is true, and that's what the school does, and that's what effective schools do. They take on initiatives with people, and teacher research is one of those where collaboration is really needed. You
Okay,
agree?
thank you very much. Shirin, and Ghazala, have you finished the presentation? Because we can ask for
Yes,
questions.
we're finished, Richard. Thank
Fantastic.
you so
Well,
much.
no, thank you so much. That was really, really amazing to hear all of this work and
Sorry,
valuable.
I had to struggle with the power breakdown, but
No,
it came
it's
back.
okay. So shall we?
And Richard,
Can
I've
you hear me?
attended one or two of your seminars, and it's very enlightening. I didn't know that there was a MentorNet group also,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Chirin introduced us
Yeah.
to this. It's
Well,
really nice to hear you when you talk about teacher research.
thank you. And it's nice. It's great for me to see this. Like Shirin said, she wasn't. She got a good picture of what's been going on in your school today, and we don't always know what's going on everywhere. And it's amazing to hear all of this. What's been happening in your school, but also what's been happening in the whole overall project. I'd like to really thank all of you for your presentation. Shirin, Ghazala, and Fareeha, was it? Thank you very much. It was very, very interesting and inspiring, I think, for others in other contexts. And we're talking, the focus here was sustaining research culture in a school improvement through mentoring exploratory action research. And I wish you all the best for the sustainability of your initiative in the school, and for the future of this program, this great program, I think, which is expanding involvement in exploratory action research through the British Council. I'd like to encourage all of you who are here, who are mentoring or who are thinking of becoming mentors yourselves, to maybe join with us in this larger community, which you have done today, of course, which is MentorNet, and it's an international network or community of practice of mentors of teacher research. And for example, Ghazala and others, you'd be very, very welcome to join and share your experience on an ongoing basis, reflect on our experience as mentors. And of course, MentorNet has been one of the organizers of this event today. And as you see from the top here, you can join just for free by doing that, and then you will hear more about monthly support group meetings and other things. And some of you have asked about resources which could be helpful, and there's a whole range of resources, open access, some of them British Council, other ones as well, and stories of exploratory action research from around the world. And I hope if your school does manage to publish your research reports, for example, we can advertise them on this website so that they are more interesting for other places as well. We also have a Facebook group where you could publicize your teacher's work and hope to support you in that way going forward. So thank you, all of you. We've got a very good number of people here, and I'm sure a lot more people will be listening to the recording. Thanks all of you for coming. Look out for information about our next event. And thanks to the presenters. And goodbye. Have a good week. Have a good rest of the weekend. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
listening as well. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Eleonora.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sharon, thank you so
Bye.
much. Eleonora, for the poster. It was beautiful. You did
Thank
it,
you.
right? Thank you.
Thank you.